let's talk about one thing today. And that is brokers and dispatchers. I guess that's kind of two things, but they kind of fall into the same heading. A lot of guys out here when they're driving, and I can speak mostly from the transport of cars because that's what we normally do, you know. That's what I do in my other trucks. We all transport cars. So a lot of times people will try to do their own dispatching, right? They'll after they deliver something, they'll sit and try to find the other stuff to move around and things like this. You know, you can cut out if the cost of a dispatcher, unless you're married and your wife does it or something like that, or you got kids or older kids and they do it or whatever. But the reality is that the cost of dispatch is nothing compared to the downtime you have trying to dispatch your own loads, and it's really tough. And the reason I said brokers earlier is because dealing with the brokers has to go in there too. So if you have a dispatcher and they're going to contact the broker and they're going to negotiate on your behalf, they usually can move the prices up a little bit. In fact, most brokers out there, I've known a number of them, most brokers out there, when they list the loads for, you know, I'm just going to use this like $1 a mile, they put it for $1 a mile knowing that somebody's going to want to negotiate. If you do the calculations on how long it takes you to deliver a load and then find a load and then go and pick up that load and deliver that load, that difference in there is time, and that's down road, that's miles, right? So time and miles are the same thing. And so what you got to be careful of is that you don't wind up with spending a lot of time trying to find these loads when it'll actually pay for itself to just hire a dispatcher. Or if you've got a wife or a girlfriend or husband or boyfriend or older child or something that can do it as well, then you can give them a little money if you want to or whatever. But I would suggest that anybody who doesn't use an external dispatcher, you run out and get one. And this is mostly for people that'll just start out, because most of the guys that have been in it like I have for a while, that's one of the first things you discover is, man, this is truly hard to do without a dispatcher, especially in cars, which is mostly what we handle, me and my other trucks. It's mostly what we handle is cars. If you have a dispatcher, they may be setting up the next day's run the day before, and so you're constantly on the move, and as long as you're moving, you're making money. You're not spending money and fuel just sitting there and idling or whatever. So I would suggest, if you've just started the business, that you go out and get yourself a dispatcher or a wife or relative of some kind or husband or whatever, and get yourself a dispatcher that's keeping your car running. I know that seems to the guys that have been there for a while, they'll turn this video off in a minute. But there's a lot of people out there that just got started and they're trying to do it themselves, and they don't realize there's dispatching services. Anyway, thanks for watching.